Welcome everybody to the second episode of Anime Cherry Bomb. I'm the boy Esper himself, Aaron, along with the brigade chief himself, Jay. Jay, how's it going?
Going good. How are you, Aaron?
I'm doing pretty swell today. Ran into hiccups, but hopefully it won't happen again.
Yeah, hopefully this time everything will run smoothly.
Alright, so this week's anime was The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, and Jay, take it away.
All right, so we're going to go with some facts about the anime. So, The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya is a seinen anime, which is like a teenager kind
young
of young adult anime. And it was released in 2006, and it was rebroadcasted with new episodes in 2009.
Alright, yeah, so the really cool thing with the original broadcast was everything was shuffled around. Not completely shuffled, so you could still follow from episode 1 to the final episode. Like they were in somewhat chronological order. Like the main plot that's going through, like those weren't mixed up. Those were in order, time wise. But it's a really unique way that they ordered it, I think, and no one has, to my knowledge, attempted to do this type of storytelling.
Yeah, and it was also like that in the light novels, right?
Like the first book obviously is the first one, but the third book chronologically is after that one, and then the second book is the third one chronologically, and it's just all shuffled up. It's a pretty
unique.
Cool idea.
Yeah.
My favorite passage, just referring to the books, one of my favorite passages is because of the three books. It's called The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, The Sigh of Haruhi Suzumiya, and then The Boredom of Haruhi Suzumiya. And there is a 6-month gap between the Melancholy and the Sigh.
Okay. That's the first one and the second
first
one.
and second.
Yeah.
And so the 6-month gap is what the Boredom takes place in.
Oh, okay.
And the cool thing about in the Boredom, there's a line that says like 6 months before, 6 months before Haruhi's Melancholy became Boredom, or became a sigh, came the Boredom. And it's like, oh, I see what you did there. That's pretty cool.
All right. So this anime has 28 episodes, and the story was written by Naguru Tanigawa, who it's a girl, right? Naguru or a guy?
I think he's a guy.
It's a guy, right? But he's done Let's Leave School Together, Dengeki Aegis 5, and The Closed Universe, which I haven't heard any of these mangas.
Yeah, those are like super deep cuts.
Yeah. Let's Leave School Together sounds like it's an interesting title.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's like, okay, let's skip school and go drink some beer or something. Okay. So, and it was illustrated by Noisy Ito, which she's known for doing visual novel video games. She's not really known for doing mangas. It's she is mostly known for video games, which when I was doing research for this anime and I was digging into some of her history, she actually applied to Konami because she loves Street Fighter, and she actually got rejected.
Capcom. Right?
Oh yeah, what did I say?
Konami.
Oh yeah. And she got rejected, and then that's probably how she got into the visual novel game.
Yeah, that's really, it's cool. In the books there are a few sketches in there, but all the sketches are pretty gold. They're pretty well designed.
Yeah. And it was directed by Tetsuya Ishihara, who, the one thing that I noted was my favorite anime, Clannad. And he's done a bunch of stuff, but I think he's kind of like the in-house director for Kyoto Animation.
Yeah, there was more when I looked him up. There was more too. I can't name more he did off the top.
Kyoto kind of does like more visual novel to anime kind of
adaptations,
right?
A lot of they do a lot of slice of life anime.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
But they do
what
it.
Clannad is, right?
Yeah, but they do it a lot beautifully. They're a really good studio. I really like Kyoto.
Yeah.
Not as much as I like other studios. They don't have a lot of flair
Uh-huh.
with Kyoto. It's Kyoto and A1 Pictures. They're like super basic with their art, and as we're gonna go on later talking about the art of Haruhi, it's really basic.
Yeah.
There's nothing too much, but writing wise, they're pretty good. They can adapt an anime.
Mm-hmm. And just to talk about more about Kyoto, they're the ones that produced it. They also did Lucky Star and K-On! Among others.
Great anime greats, basically.
Yeah. And so the main ending themes and the opening themes were actually done by the cast, if you didn't know.
Yeah, so I'm a sucker for character songs personally.
Yeah.
If any of your opening or ending songs are sang by your cast, I'm automatically gonna love it.
Yeah. So the first the main theme of the first season, well, the first season in quotations, because it's like the second season's intermixed with the first season, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird to say first season, second season when they're kind of mixed. But the first opening is sung by Haruhi, and I think the chorus is done by everyone.
Yeah.
And the ending is done by everybody.
Yeah.
And then the second opening, which is called what was it called? Super Driver.
Yeah.
That one was, I think, only Haruhi, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. And then the opening for the episode 00, the movie episode,
yeah, it's done by Makuru.
Is done by Makuru, which is one of the cutest
oh my
openings.
God. one of my favorite episodes. Also, jumping a little bit ahead too. That episode, pure comedy genius.
Yeah,
it's great.
Didn't you in high school wanted to learn that song or something?
Oh, I wanted to learn the. Oh man, so I took piano for a specific reason in high school, and it was just to learn that song on piano, which I eventually do. I can't play it now to save my life, but that was my last song I learned in piano, using all my knowledge I had gained up to that point. Because I just love how that song just sounds like it was made on a Casio keyboard.
Oh yeah,
and using a basic beat.
Yeah. All right. So the English dub was handled by Bang Zoom Entertainment. Have you heard of Bang Zoom Entertainment?
Oh yeah, they do a really good job dubbing.
Yeah.
Like before you mentioned they did Saga 5.
They're one of the older dubbing places.
Yeah,
right?
they've been in business for a long time. Yeah. At least mid 2000s, maybe or early 2000s actually. Mm-hmm. They worked a lot with Bandai.
Yeah. They're kind of like a subsidiary. Well, they're kind of like a third party. Like they get paid by other bigger companies to do dubbing.
Yeah, they're the third party to the third parties, I guess you could say.
I guess so. Yeah, they're just an audio studio. They're not. That's all they do.
Right. Yeah, they don't license or do any of that.
Yeah.
Do any anime.
Yeah, and some of the stuff that they've done is like Iruka 7, Chobits, Rurouni Kenshin, Samurai Champloo, a lot of great animes.
Yeah, great dubs.
Yeah, great dubs as well.
I think you also mentioned one that's really close to me is the Danganronpa series.
Yeah.
And there's some cool scenes in the third game where they do a lot of cool things with the dub. Mm-hmm. And I super appreciate what they did. Because they used from 1, 2, and 3 essentially used the same cast over, but everybody's a professional voice actor, so you can't. There's some you can tell like right away, but then like once you look them up, there's others where you look them up, you're like, I did not even hear that person's voice at all. Like, how is that even possible?
Yeah. And to reiterate, they also do live action dubbing and video game dubbing. Yeah. So they for video games they've done Danganronpa and they've done this DF5 is a recent one they've done.
Yeah.
So they're a company that's still going on.
Yeah, it's still going strong.
Yeah. And I got a little quote from the CEO, and I want to hear your take on it. So the CEO, Eric Sherman, is Anime is going to die. That's the quote, but it goes on. If people do not start buying more content from the studios that license shows. He also blamed fan subbing and unlicensed copying as the primary reason that some of these studios shut down, such as Genion Entertainment and Tokyo Pop, among others.
Yeah, I completely, not completely agree with them. I somewhat agree with them.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt as much as it does today,
Mm-hmm.
because it's so much easier to just go and look on just Crunchyroll. Just go to Crunchyroll and watch them there. You don't have to go through illegal means to even.
Yeah.
If you don't want to, I mean.
Yes, I'm definitely. There's a lot less of illegal copying now, I would say, because there's so much. I mean, even YouTube has like official ways to watch anime now.
Yeah, it's so much. I remember like growing up going to fishy websites just to get my anime fix.
Yeah.
But then there was. I don't. To me, it kind of sounds entitled to say there was no other way. Like I didn't have to watch this anime. I wanted to watch it, but thank goodness for fan servers, because fan servers did job. They did a good job for that point of time. I don't think I'd be into anime as much as I am now.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for fan servers.
Yeah. Definitely. So do you want to go right into the topics? Oh wait, no.
Yeah.
Wait, you have the synopsis.
Let me hit the synopsis. Alright. So, as he enters high school, Kyon only has one desire: to live out the rest of his school days as quiet as possible. That comes to a crashing halt when the girl who sits behind him, Haruhi Suzumiya, proclaims she has no use for the mundane and is on the lookout for aliens, time travelers, and espers. Kyon is pulled into a world that Haruhi has unknowingly created when she creates the Saving the World by Overloading It with Fun Haruhi Suzumiya Brigade, or the SOS Brigade for short. How will Kyon survive in a world where Haruhi's fantasies become a reality, even if she doesn't realize it herself?
All right.
So, basically Haruhi's God here.
Yeah.
Right?
Unknowingly, she's God.
Unknowingly. My favorite part of the anime is the principal cast, how each of them cast light upon Haruhi.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Koizumi, who's the Esper.
Yeah.
Him and his organization see her as a god. Mm. Then you got Mikuru, who's the time traveler. Her faction sees her as a time anomaly.
Yeah.
And then you got Yuki and her faction, and they believe that she's the next step into auto-evolution. Mm-hmm. And just seeing how all three of these different characters interact with her, or not interact with her, but how they treat her. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's an awesome character thing.
And how they see Kyon is pretty interesting as well.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, my favorite thing is how Koizumi sees him, or how Itsuki sees him. Is like just a normal person. He's like, oh well, you were lucky. You got picked, I guess. And everyone else was just dragged in because this is what she wished for.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Which my theory is why he's there. I don't think it's ever stated, but I'm pretty sure he's there because Haruhi wants some kind of romance.
Oh, okay.
Like she even says it later on. Like she's like, I'm a normal high school girl. I want a boyfriend. Mm-hmm. It's just that. It's just normal. It's just nothing's cool about it. Mm-hmm. She's like, if I ever got a boyfriend, what happened to the SOS Brigade? Like, shows her where her priorities lie.
Yeah. All right, and and they do show kind of that she like has interest in Kyon a little bit. It doesn't really flat out say it. Yeah. Yeah. But you can definitely like pinpoint a little things here and there. All right, so you want to talk about the art? Or no? What's the next topic?
Yeah, no.
Who it's made for?
Oh, who it's made for? Everybody.
Yeah, definitely. Anybody could watch this.
Fans of anime, fans of anything good in general.
Yeah, fans of comedy, fans of...
My favorite part about it is if you read in between the lines, by all intents and purposes, this is a parody anime. Yeah. And if you look at it, if you see it through that lens, I think it adds on an extra layer.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said earlier, you didn't see it as a parody at all, and you can still enjoy it as for what it is. I think that's the best thing. There's a famous quote from a satirist that he said, if you can make a parody and people don't know it's a parody, that's when you have succeeded in doing it. Mm-hmm. And that's basically what it is. Because if you see, what I really enjoy about it is, it's from if you look at it in the lens as Haruhi's supposed to be the main character, because she's like any other anime character where all this stuff is happening around her. Yeah. But it's the only excuse would be in a regular anime is it's because it's anime. Yeah. But here it's like a real life situation that's getting a wrench thrown in, and Kyon is more of like a second party witnessing all this happening. Yeah. To Haruhi, who's the main character.
He kind of like grounds everything in reality.
Yeah, exactly. He, as an audience surrogate, he's probably like my favorite, because him out of mostly everybody, he's like closest to what I think I would do in that situation. Oh yeah. To where most characters who are audience implants, they're just bland characters who don't really have any traits to them.
Yeah, they just roll with whatever's going on, probably.
Yeah, exactly. And like, Kyon is always questioning, like he's always questioning whether or not what's going on is real. Yeah. And it's like, when he first has that conversation with Yuki, at the end of it, he's like, well, this chick is crazy. Yeah. And I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, and that brings up another thing, that if you're going to watch this anime, if this is going to be like your first ever anime to watch or something, I would probably recommend the dub over the sub. Because the sub is extremely hard to like. They just talk really fast, so it's kind of like in one ear out the other. So you'd have to, if you're gonna watch the sub, you're gonna do a lot of pausing and going back to read whatever. Because
unless you're like you have to be a high level reader.
Oh yeah, if you're a high level reader, then
I say you should go for it. But especially in scenes with Yuki, like prolonged her talking. Or even her when she gets down to a like technical level of talking technically about something, it's very mechanically heavy is the right word for it. And the dub makes it a little bit easier to understand. Digest. Yeah. And then the sub is just a mile a minute.
Yeah. Especially, one with Yuki when she's talking, and another thing is it's kind of hard to distinguish when Kyon is thinking something, or if he's talking out loud, or if he's whispering something. It's kind of hard to...
It's also... I think that's the problem with the narrative anime of him, because he's narrating in the moment.
Yeah, and talking.
Yeah. So, even the dub, there was some points where I was like, I wasn't completely sure if he was talking to somebody, or especially when he's off camera. Oh yeah, and you can't see his mouth moving.
Yeah, because there's a lot of shots like that where it's just like the back of his head.
Right. So that's probably one of the only problems that
this anime has.
The anime has, I think.
Yeah, that's probably my main gripe with it. Yeah. So let's go into art style. What do you think about the art?
I mentioned it before. It's plain. Yeah, it's fine. It's not.
It gets the job done.
Bad, right?
Yeah. Like, one thing that I will commend the art style is that it does convey emotion well. Like, Like from the first the first episode of Endless 8 to like the last episode of Endless 8, you could definitely tell a difference between like Yuki like kind of enjoying what's going on, and then like how she feels so exhausted at the end.
That's
like,
so sad.
Yeah, it's one of the sadder things that you feel really bad for towards the end.
No man, because especially like you could see Yuki's character development from the episodes up till then, which is robotic, and now she's becoming more human.
Yeah.
But then this event starts happening, and she takes a whole step back to just being robotic.
Yeah. And it's kind of like with a character like Yuki, she's like kind of hard to convey any kind of emotion, and you could definitely tell.
Right.
So you got to commend the art style for that.
For just facial.
Yeah,
just facial animations.
Like even with like Haruhi like being really excited, her eyes being glimmering and stuff. It's like you could really tell like she's like about to explode with excitement.
Right, exactly. And then you can see like how whenever Mikuru is like embarrassed or like super shy, like you can see like she could die. Like she doesn't even have to even convey it that she just wants to dig a hole and
crawl in.
Yeah, and just crawl in it.
All right. So what about the cinematography? What do you feel about that?
So the cinematography is really good. A bunch of different shots throughout the anime. But the point where I think it stands out the best is during the Endless 8 arc.
Yeah.
Which is basically the same episode 8 different times with slight variations to each episode. And one of those variations being the cinematography.
Yeah. And
just giving more interesting shots to scenes that we've already seen is really I can appreciate that they just didn't change the character, even though the character designs were really cool in there.
Yeah,
they actually did some work and did cinematography for it.
And another thing with the cinematography, it's like they do a lot of close-ups in this anime. I feel like there was one close-up of like when they're on the boat going to the private or leaving the private island that they closed up on Kyon's mole that he has on the back of his neck. Yeah. Do you know what that means?
No, I couldn't tell you.
Well, I think I know what it means. It's I think having a mole and it had hairs growing out of it, that means good luck in Asian countries.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So, and I guess like the more hair you have on the mole, the more luck that you have.
Yeah.
That's something I learned. And
that also episode has a really cool cold opening to it. The beginning to that the island arc.
Yeah.
Where it's just the woman writing. She's like writing a letter. I think that's the opening to it.
Oh yeah.
That is pretty neat. And then like it shows like this character's little arc happening within like 30 seconds but Kyon's narrating about something else. And it's really cool.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of POV shots too, like when Kyon is like making the gun and he has a BB in his hand. You're like looking at it as if you're Kyon, and then he flicks it and stuff. There's a lot of stuff like that. So there's a lot of very interesting techniques that they use towards like the cinematography.
Yeah, I really like. There's some really cool POV shots, like when he's talking to future Mikuru for the first time.
Oh yeah.
And then
he's like looking up and down or something. Yeah,
exactly.
All right. So, what's the next topic? Characters.
So, all right. So,
do you want me to go first with favorite characters? Okay, let me. So, I think it's a tie for me between Yuki and Mikuru. Just because I think like their reactions to Haruhi's shenanigans is pretty much what makes the anime for me. Like I really love like every time. Well, one thing that we should say is that Aaron here watched the dub and I watched the sub.
Yeah.
And Mikuru's voice in the sub is very cute. So like
it's very cute in the dub. I think she did a good job. I'll play a little bit later, but she's very cute. And in both of them, I will admit she's really. They nailed her voice acting in both of them really well.
Yeah, every time she's like, it's really freaking cute. But then that makes like a kind of like a thing where like, are they my favorite characters because it's Haruhi that causes everything? So maybe it's Haruhi's my favorite character for making them do all these, for making Mikuru do these things and having Yuki in weird situations.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. So, but I would say it's Yuki and Mikuru. This is my favorite. What about you?
Well, Kyon for sure. He's one of my favorite characters of any anime of like all time. He's up there. Just like his snide comments he makes to himself.
He's always under his breath and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Or his thoughts.
Like I feel like everyone does that where your inner voice is like more like outside personality. You see like he's like a normal dude, but he has a little bit of an attitude.
Yeah.
But he knows better not to, say sometimes what he's thinking.
Yeah.
And just to give the insight from his narration, adds on more to his character.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff that's in his thoughts is like I know I'll get in trouble if I say this, so
right.
I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, exactly. Or like just like quick comments that are just hilarious.
Yeah.
The other Mikuru is also up there, also just like you said, because she's super cute.
Yeah.
She's not that dynamic of a character because she's meant to be like a moe blob.
Yeah.
But I love time travel, so her just being a time traveler makes it super more like all her timeline, her plots are very interesting.
But if it wasn't for like Haruhi, like Mikuru wouldn't have that much about her. Like she would just be like there. She's a time traveler. That's pretty cool, but like she would just be there to like give tea or something.
Yeah, exactly. And then her friend Suryu,
the girl with the green hair.
The green hair, yeah. She's pretty cool. I really like her. Also,
yeah, very underutilized as well.
Oh,
I loved her character.
Oh my goodness, just like her bright and upbeat personality.
Yeah, making fun. She's like laughing all the time.
I know, even though McCrew's getting put through hell and she's just laughing at it.
When she's laughing, is there only like one tooth showing?
Yeah, like a sharp tooth. Oh my goodness, she's a great character.
Yeah. All right.
So we got the worst character.
Wait. So what's your least favorite main character?
This is why I'm gonna change worst to least favorite just for this episode. So Haruhi's my least favorite character. She's meant to be super annoying. Yeah. Super like pushy, and like wants to get things done. It's either her way or the highway. And I personally, I hate that in just people of, screw what everyone else thinks. We're doing it my way, and we're doing it now. No comments from the peanut gallery. Just ignore them and let's just go. Yeah. Which is also, like, if you think about it, it's a parody on most protagonists, but it's more shown in a
literal sense. Or?
Yeah. In a more like, if you met this person in real life, people would not be down to do everything that they wanted to do. And in regular anime, they just go ahead. Let's go on an adventure. Let's just do this.
Yeah, let's go to the beach. Let's go on the train.
If it wasn't for their organizations, like, I don't think the other three principal cast members would even deal with her. Oh yeah. Like they have to put up with her. Like, especially Mikuru, it's like in the beginning she doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, you could totally tell.
And
she had even had to quit her club, her other club that she was in, to join this club.
Yeah, her calligraphy club.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. She has like I'm not going to say a toxic personality, because that personality is good to have. Somewhat, not turned up to 11 how she has it. Yeah. Turned up to, but she's just so bossy and annoying at times, and which reflects in how Kyon sees her most of the time. Yeah. He sees her as just like an annoying bug that like won't leave him alone.
Yeah. Now for me, my least favorite main, I would probably have to say, what's his name? Koizumi. Yeah. Like I can't. It's hard to say his name.
Yeah, Koizumi.
Or
Itsuki.
Yeah, or Itsuki. I always said Koizumi.
Yeah.
But it's not because he's a bad character. It's just because, like, if I had to rank him, if I had to rank all the characters, I would probably put him
for sure. He's probably the blandest pretty boy.
Yeah. Well, is that what he's trying to parody? Is like a pretty boy kind
basically
that all. That all the girls like love or stuff.
Yeah, so it's like Guy Moe basically.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's what he's representing.
Yeah, 'cause you don't really see like the girls fawning over him until like the episode with where he's doing the play for the art festival.
Oh yeah, and
that's like the only time where you see him.
Everyone's just fawning over him.
Yeah, there's the only girls in the crowd.
Oh my god.
All right, so what's your favorite minor character?
Oh, I think I already got into it with Suryu. Suryu's pretty freaking cool.
Oh yeah.
Kyun's sister is adorable.
Oh yeah.
His other friend, the one, oh man,
which
his
friend?
The shorter friend, the shorter.
Oh yeah, him. That he just like
cool.
The agreeable guy.
Yeah, he's really cool. I
like him more than the other friend.
That actually can. I'm not even gonna say. I can't. In my body, I can't say worst, because they're lampooning characters, and they just nail. Everybody has a friend, like these people.
Yeah,
and unlike Haruhi, he's not turned up to 10. He's like a normal dude.
Yeah, those two characters are like if you were to say something, they would give you a straight normal answer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite ones with those two side characters is during the school festival. And so he's like, the taller one's like, oh, let's get some chicks. Yeah. And then he's like, first of all, Kyun's like, if Haruhi sees me trying to pick up on chicks, it's done. I can't do it. And then his one friend, right, the shorter friend, is like, yeah, I don't really want to do this, but hey, if you do hook up with the girl, hook me up with your friend, you know?
Yeah. So, what is your least favorite minor character?
I don't really have one.
I have one, but I just I picked one just to pick one.
Okay.
I picked what was her name? Ryoko.
Yeah, Ryoko Asakura.
Yeah, I picked her just because she's only in the anime for a little bit and then she dies off. It's not that she's like a bad character or anything. She's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, she's really cool. Especially in the movie when she comes back.
Oh, she comes back in the movie?
Yeah. The movie is a really cool beast, and it's when she comes back and Kyun's like almost has a nervous breakdown.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he's like, why are you here? Not supposed to be here.
And she acts the same way?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's weird. Yeah. When you watch it, let me know. It's okay. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't even think she's underutilized. I think she plays her role well, as is given. As like
the fight scene she was in was pretty sick.
Oh yeah, it's really amazing fight scene.
Mm-hmm. So. All right, so what's the next topic? Music. How do you feel about the music in the anime, not the intro,
the theme song, or
the theme songs,
or the intro? So, I really like the high school festival thing.
Yeah.
Episode, because Bang Zoom did something that no one else does anymore, and that's they actually dubbed the songs that Haruhi sings in them.
Really?
Yeah. And the kind of cool, kind of whatever part of it is they changed the lyrics up, so it's like a new song.
Oh, so they don't use their literal translation?
Yeah. They used it. It probably didn't sound as good in English, so they just made up a new song.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Yeah. But it's really good. I miss that. You said Bang Zoom did Oron too, right? I think
Oron? No, Clannad.
Oh, they Clannad.
Oh, no. They did, hold on. They did Samurai Champloo, Iruka 7, Chobits, Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh, never mind. I was thinking, because that reminds me, if you ever watched the Oron dub, they did the opening. Oh, they sang the opening in English.
Oh.
So that's why I was like, I miss having like that in dubs.
Yeah.
Where like it totally takes me out of it when I watch a dub, and then they start singing in Japanese. It's like, oh wow.
Yeah.
The actress who couldn't sing, but Wendy Lee can sing, so they do it in there.
That's cool.
Yeah. Other than that, the music is pretty generic. Besides, besides a lot of the fight scenes and like
Yeah.
the final scene in Haruhi's Close Space
Oh,
has
yeah.
really cool like operatic music in it.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that. I don't think you could probably play me a song from the anime and I could maybe get it,
Mm-hmm.
but I associate more of the music from the shorts than anything.
Oh yeah, I wrote that the music is diverse, but it doesn't really distract from what's going on in the anime.
Well, especially because you have to be paying attention.
Yeah.
Because so much is being said.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's more of really it is more background music than anything.
Yeah. And I do like the music in like the more tense scenes, like when Kyon was gonna hit Haruhi.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
The music it makes it feel like it was an intense moment.
Well, that scene, the acting in that scene is just intense.
Yeah.
The cinematography in that scene is intense.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Mm-hmm. That was a great episode. All right, so what's the next worst episode?
Worst episode. Again, it's a dirty word. Worst. It has to be least favorite episode. Is probably the Day of Sagittarius. So that's the
Which one was that?
That's the StarCraft game they're playing.
Oh yeah, that was
That one. There's like the hilarious moment of Haruhi freaking giving that dude like a falcon kick.
Oh yeah.
That's hilarious. But other than that, it's like the episode's like really okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd have to agree with you with that one.
Skippable. The Island Syndrome. I think it's a good episode. It's also skippable.
No, the
Mystery
on the island
Mystery
thing?
on the Island.
Okay.
I like it, but I think it's skippable.
Yeah, I actually like that episode.
What's your least favorite?
I would probably have to say the Endless 8. Probably not probably some of the episodes in Endless 8. Like the first one and the last one are
really good. And then I would extend it to like the first and second episode,
mm-hmm.
and then the last episode.
Oh.
But everything in between, it's like
yeah.
Unless you're a really big fan, I wouldn't like recommend watching all 8 of them because you can. When I originally saw these episodes, it burnt me out because I was like,
yeah. But I understand why they probably did it. Because what I think that why they did it is because just to emphasize how stuck they are in this loop.
Yeah, it's like in theory they're great episodes.
Yeah,
it's just like in practice, it's like should you have done
this
8
many
episodes?
Yeah,
like I get it. Like they stuck to their gun. It's a strong gimmick.
Yeah.
So. I can't fault him for that, but
and a lot of people online seem to like not like it as well, from what I read.
Yeah, because it's the same episode 8 times. You know?
Like people are asking, like, "Oh, should I skip the Endless 8 or something?"
Yeah, I don't know. I would say if you really like it, you should watch all 8 episodes, just because it's like, it's a treat.
Yeah, I had fun trying to pick out all the different things and stuff.
Yeah, but if you don't watch anime like that, I would recommend watch the first 2 episodes and then watch the last episode. Because in the time you don't know that there was 8, and every episode ends with Kyon wanting to say something, and you're like,
it's like something stopping him.
Is it this time he's gonna say it? Like, no. He's like, I guess I'll just go to sleep.
One thing that I liked from the Endless 8, well, apart from like, to go with like picking stuff out that's different from each episode, there was one part where like Haruhi in the swimming scene when they go to the pool, she has the ball and she's like, we're gonna go play water soccer or something like that. Yeah. And then I think in only one episode she says water dodgeball instead of water soccer.
It's like a weird.
Yeah, there's one weird thing that I noticed that I was kind of proud of that I caught it or something.
So my favorite line from the anime is actually in the Endless 8, where she's like, "Kyon, you're young, so once time goes away, it never comes back."
Yeah.
And that
says that in like every episode. Every episode, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, "Dang!" It's just the irony of that statement is great. I bet whoever wrote that statement was like really happy with himself when they thought about that line.
And there was like a nod to Bandai in one of the the scenes when Kyon takes off the frog suit. He's like, oh, I know what it feels like for Virtue to take off his armor. Gundam Virtue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I caught that and I was like, oh, that's hella sick. But every time he takes off the frog suit, he says something like that. No, oh, I feel like this is how a snake feels when it shed its skin.
That's so cool. I love that. I love that. Just the nuances of the episode.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed watching that.
I
think I remember not liking it that much first time I watched it, but like looking through it the second time was pretty cool.
The same here. Yeah, just to be like, you know what to expect. So then now you can go look for the little details. That's why I enjoyed my second time.
Yuki having different bugs every time.
Or Yuki having different masks all the time.
Oh yeah.
Like the Ultraman, different Ultraman masks.
Yeah, I wanted her to get the Pikachu one at least once, but she never got it. All right, so what about your favorite episode?
Oh my goodness. Do we have the time?
I have 3 favorite episodes.
So you can go ahead and go.
Okay, so the first one that I picked was episode 6, the one where Haruhi and Kyon are trapped in that alternate universe by themselves.
Oh, so yeah. So Haruhi Suzumiya Part 6?
Yeah, Part 6, yeah.
Part 6. Okay, yeah.
That one's one of my favorites.
That's a great episode.
And you said that's how they originally ended it?
Yeah, that was the original last episode.
Uh-huh.
So that was originally episode 14 in the broadcast order.
Yeah.
So imagine, like, just the retrospect of waiting that long for that one episode. Just for everything else to make sense.
Yeah.
That for what you've seen. It's really cool. Even if you like watch it now, it seems like a final episode.
Yeah, it does.
So purposefully, the broadcast order is how they did it.
Yeah, especially how like the episode ended. It felt like an ending.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because him saying
like the club's officially formed, and like all this stuff. My favorite detail, I don't know if you caught it or not, was Koizumi telling Kyon. He's like, yeah, she reshaped this universe, and it is a new one. He's like, oh, well, it's good to see you guys again, I guess. That's, I love that little detail about that episode. It's like...
Yeah, and I love the ponytail thing at the end as well.
The ponytail. I don't know, we mentioned it earlier, but the ponytails make me hot. Oh, my goodness. That's like one of those anime memes that will never die.
Yeah. And then, even though she had the ponytail at the end, she said that she had a nightmare, not a dream.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, what about you?
Okay, so I guess we can go back and forth, right? Favorite episodes?
Yeah.
All right. So, my first favorite episode, and I peeked at yours, so I guess we can talk about it together. It's the Bamboo Leaf Rhapsody.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, my goodness.
What a great episode.
Okay, so...
It ties up so many loose ends.
So, my question is to you, right? So, in the original run, that episode wasn't there. And that was actually the first new episode during the rebroadcast.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's like a mind-blowing experience then.
And so, when I first seen it, I was like, this is amazing. And I thought about it through the lens of somebody who has never seen the original series by itself to begin with. And like... So like how did you feel about it?
It was mind blowing to see like oh my god, like everything like makes sense now, like, and all the like it just fit, everything just fit like well. It was like so well written, and I don't
Oh, the episode is so fun. I feel redundant saying how much I love this episode. It's probably in my top 5 favorite like
anime episodes in general.
Episodes in general. You can talk about any show. It's up there. It's super well written, super well paced, and that's why I was wondering. Like, was it just me and my fanboy goggles that I like it so much because it was?
No, it was just it's a well written episode.
Oh my god! So it's that episode is really up there. I'll go against, I guess we already talked about that one. My second favorite episode is episode 0.
Oh yeah,
The Adventures of Mikuru Asahina.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And to talk about cinematography again, the whole episode, it feels like it's old.
Oh my goodness! So when they rebroadcasted it,
Yeah.
they remade everything except for the movie. If you want to know what the original Haruhi Suzumiya looked like, it's the movie without the filter. There's a grainy filter on it because it's they're recording on a cheap camera.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm like, that's where you can tell how much work they put into the remastering the original series. It's like, look at this episode and look how cheap it looked.
Oh, okay.
And this is what the original series kind of looked like. And my favorite, so I don't know if you got the nuances from the sub, but in the dub, the director must have told them, hey, go in there and act as crappily as possible. Voice act as stiff as you can.
Yeah.
And it's genius. This is how so good it's bad.
Yeah.
That episode is.
Yeah, it's freaking hilarious.
Down to we talked about earlier, the theme song from there.
Yeah.
Oh, super cute, super great. Everybody's horrible acting, the horrible student made accidental film shots.
Yeah, panning up a bunch of times.
One of my favorite parts, or Kyon's commentary to make everything fit together. Yeah. Because the story is so disjointed.
Yeah.
Even his snide comments being made towards the movie as he's editing it.
Yeah.
One of my favorite lines of the episode is Mikuru's undressing, and then Kyon, it cuts and Kyon goes, "Okay, so we turned off the cameras. We don't have the footage. Don't ask us because we don't have it."
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that episode just at the end of the episode, the credits are rolling, and it's just Haruhi saying that it's fiction, just so it closes that loop, so none of the things that she made in there, escape.
Yeah.
Oh man,
did the cat talk in that episode?
Yeah.
And then just Yuki
hits a little bit, yeah.
And Yuki's just like, that was ventriloquism.
Yeah, I'm also a ventriloquist. Oh my goodness. That's what I said. I also dislike that. I feel that arc, the Psy, kind of waters down the movie experience. Because before it was this random thing, and then you get the backstory to that episode. And to where I don't think you need a backstory to that episode. I mean, it's cool, it's nice to have, and it's a nice story. But I think by itself, it's a better episode than with the context that's given to it.
Okay.
You want to go with your third favorite?
My third favorite was the Day of the Art Festival. That episode. I don't know what episode that is.
Oh,
the one where they have the concert.
Yeah, I don't forget the name of that. I only know so few of them. I know most of them, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. That episode's pretty good too.
Yeah, the songs in that one are amazing. But we already talked about.
Yeah, we already talked about them. That's what makes that episode.
Do you have another favorite?
Yeah. So my third favorite is pretty sure it's called "Someday in the Rain." It's the 28th episode. It's the last episode.
The last episode.
So I love how slow and how quiet that episode is.
Oh yeah,
it's great. There's a really cool shot, aerial shot of Yuki, and then she's just sitting there turning her pages, and all you hear is pages being turned, and then you can hear the clubs in the background talking.
Yeah,
and then it's just super random stuff going on. It's it's so weird.
Yeah,
with no context, and then it's Haruhi changing Mikuru as Yuki's putting the books away, and it's censoring it and all that stuff. Those are really cool shots. A lot of people don't like that episode too. I know a lot of my friends who we've talked about that episode. A lot of people say "Oh, that's it. That was the end." And
I liked it how slow it was and how I like the pacing of that episode.
Yeah, well, as a last episode, I guess I like it. I like it as a last episode because it's just super quiet. It's nice, and it just ends. But you can see why they wanted the big climax at the end.
Oh yeah, because all the other episodes where something crazy happened.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, and I definitely like that part where Haruhi's like putting the cardigan on Kyon, and then like he wakes up at that exact moment. He's like,
right.
"What?"
And she's like,
And then she had two cardigan. He had two cardigans on him.
Yeah,
so,
one was Mikuru's.
Was it Mikuru's?
That's what he says.
Huh.
He says, he's like, wait a second. He's like, this one must have come from Mikuru. And he goes, wait a second. That means she was changing in here. He's all, dang it.
Why didn't I pretend?
Yeah, he's why didn't I pretend to sleep? Oh.
All right. So, I guess we can go into the next topic, accessibility.
So easy. You can watch all of it for free on Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
You don't need a subscription to watch it. You want to watch the dub? Funimation has it. You can watch it almost anywhere.
Do you have to pay to watch the Funimation one?
I'm not sure.
You know, I think I looked it up. I think you could watch the first 4 for free, but the rest of them
you have to pay.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's again.
So I guess the dub is kind of harder to get.
What if you have Hulu?
It's on Hulu? Oh, okay.
So they're on Hulu. I don't think they're on Netflix.
Yeah,
you can watch almost all of Funimation's dubs on Hulu.
Oh, okay.
So that's that. A lot of them you can catch up on Netflix, but I don't think Haruhi's on Netflix because they just acquired it.
Okay.
Last year. But yeah, it's really easy to find. A lot of them also are on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
They're illegal uploads, but
yeah, I mean you can find the spin-offs on
YouTube.
Yeah.
For sure. The movie is a bit harder. You have to either go through legal means to get it or buy it.
Yeah.
It's a little harder, but I would super recommend finding the movie.
Okay. So rewatchability.
Oh, easy. I try to watch it at least once a year, and I always find something different about every time I watch it.
Yeah.
Really, really cool. I'm gonna break the fourth wall a little bit. We've been having difficulties all today, and I'm not sure if this made it in or not.
Uh-huh.
You can cut this if it didn't make it in or not. But the fact that in the baseball episode when Haruhi and Mikuru change into their cheerleading uniforms, Haruhi grabs Mikuru's hair and is like, "Oh, maybe it looked better in pigtails." Mm-hmm. And then she looks over at Kyon and gives him like a disgusting look, and then like drops her hair.
Yeah.
And then like that little detail like makes it really funny. Like
yeah.
She's like,
and there's a bunch of stuff like that you could look in the background and then like, oh, look at that.
Oh, so like a really cool thing about one of the background shots is during the music episode, the festival, you can see the band like running in the background.
Yeah, you see Haruhi and Yuki.
No, but you also see the other bandmates. Like you see the other one showing. You can see the other one with the broken hand.
Oh, you can?
Yeah. Again, they're like, "Oh my god, what do we do?" And you can see them running in the background trying to find people.
Oh. I only saw Yuki and Haruhi.
Yeah, exactly. If you go back and watch it again, you can spot them. It's pretty cool.
One thing that I remember, I think it was the episode before the concert. There was like these Lord of the Rings characters just walking through the halls.
Yeah.
And they're just like so out of place. They're like, we need to find the crystal something. And then I think towards the end of the episode, they're like, what were those guys doing? Like, who were those people?
I know, oh my goodness.
But that's not really a detail thing. I just wanted to talk about that real quick.
Oh man. And then just a bunch of little details sprinkled. We talked about the NS8 earlier. There's a bunch of nuances in those that way too many even to name.
Yeah.
A lot of references to the newer episodes from the older ones, from the original run. Like in the original Someday in the Rain, you can see the frog costume from the NS8 on the clothes rack.
Yeah.
And before, that's before the NS8 even was aired, so if you didn't know about it, you didn't know.
Yeah.
And it just adds a little bit more context to the world, and it's pretty cool.
So what about changes that we would make? Would you make any changes?
Maybe I wouldn't even shorten up the NS8. I would just keep it the way it is.
I would probably like not even shorten the amount of episodes, or maybe just shorten it in general, like time wise, maybe like 15 minutes an episode instead of like 25.
Maybe that
I think that would help. But then you'd lose all that. Like,
those nuances.
Yeah, those nuances.
I just said this is like jumping to the rating. This is as close to a 10 as you can get.
Yeah,
I think
if there was any changes, it'd be like the most nitpicky thing out of all the nitpicky things.
Yeah, exactly. As maybe
slow
I don't
down
know.
the speech or something.
Yeah.
But then that would also take away because Yuki's like supposed to be like robotic and stuff.
Yeah, over stating things.
Yeah.
I wouldn't make any change. I would just keep it the way it is.
All right. So what about rating? So watch or don't watch?
You know what? I think it's a no. I would recommend it to anybody.
Yeah, I want to keep this anime to myself, so just don't watch it anymore.
Exactly. Don't let anybody else watch it.
You heard it here first. Do not watch.
Trash. Haruhi Suzumiya is trash. Just kidding. It's amazing. Watch it. Watch it again. Watch it thrice. Watch it 4 times.
Get your grandma, make her watch it.
Exactly.
Grab a random person off the street, invite them into your home. Hey, watch this.
You might have to explain the groping going on in the first couple episodes.
Oh yeah.
It's like why is she doing that to that girl? Just don't worry about it, Grandma. Just keep watching it. It's amazing. You don't understand art, Grandma.
All right, guys. I think that's gonna be it for this episode.
Yeah.
So leave a like. If you like us, leave a comment with some suggestions if you want. You have anything to say, Aaron?
Well, next week's episode is one of my low-key favorites. It's Studio Trigger's Inferno Cop. It's a really easy watch. You can watch it within an hour. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, and this is gonna be the first one that me and Aaron watched together.
Yeah, so you're gonna get Jay's honest reaction. We're gonna turn on the mics and we're gonna hit it live. So I hope you all enjoy it.
Yeah. See you next week.
See ya.